Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Sunday, November 30, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, NHD urges Melissa-affected contributors to reach out for support. National Housing Trust contributors and mortgagors who remain unsure of how to begin their recovery journey after Hurricane Melissa are being encouraged to connect with the trust for support. Manager for Customer Relations Management at the NHD, Cheryl Luke Cooper, said the organization recognizes the emotional and the financial strain many families continue to face a month after the passage of the powerful Category 5 hurricane. We understand the circumstances and we want these persons to take some time to breathe, then reach out to us. We can hold their hands through this recovery process, Luke Cooper said while speaking at a Jamaica Information Service think tank last Tuesday. She noted that NHD teams are actively visiting communities, making it easier for individuals to engage staff, ask questions, and receive guidance. The Trust has implemented a comprehensive set of disaster response measures aimed at assisting contributors and mortgagors whose homes or livelihoods have been affected by the recent hurricane. These include a hurricane relief loan that offers up to $3.5 million to homeowners, a special disaster grant of up to $500,000, and a moratorium on mortgage payments for 6 months. People who suffered the damage can also file peril insurance claims. Luke Cooper also urged the individuals to visit the NHD's website at www.nhd.gov.jm/recover to access application resources and guidance on the disaster relief initiatives. Additionally, Jamaicans can help neighbors and relatives to submit applications if affected individuals are unable to do so themselves. Meanwhile, Assistant General Manager for Corporate Communications and Public Affairs, Dwayne Burbick, said that the Trust disaster relief initiatives are inclusive and designed to benefit a wide range of individuals, including current contributors, mortgagors, former mortgagors, and pensioners. And if for any reason they're in a niche area and feel that none of these initiatives are somehow reaching them, we wanted them to reach out to us and let us know the kind of support that we can provide, Burbick told the news. He pointed out that the NHD remains flexible in adjusting its processes and requirements where possible, noting that the organization is committed to helping Jamaicans recover and recover well as the country continues to build in the aftermath of the hurricane. Building permit rules remain, a reminder from Mobay Mayor as Jamaicans rebuild after Melissa. As Jamaicans work to rebuild their houses in the wake of Hurricane Melissa, Montego Bay Mayor Richard Vernon is reminding residents that they are still required to obtain a building permit. Since the Category 5 storm pummeled the western section of the island, affecting about 90,000 households and causing an estimated US $8.8 billion in physical damage to Jamaica, with more than 120 buildings having lost their roofs, many householders have begun repairing damaged structures, and some are transitioning from wooden dwellings to more resilient concrete homes. Mayor Vernon said he supports the public's desire for greater safety and durability, but he emphasized that all construction must follow established procedures, noting that the requirement to obtain a building permit has not been waived. These rules remain in place because they are essential to ensuring that all new residential structures meet national building codes and the safety standards. While we understand the urgency of rebuilding, adherence to these regulations protects families and communities from future risk, he told the news. Local authorities must approve building plans for major changes, including demolitions, additions, and new construction. The process is often lengthy, with a requirement for multiple documents. However, the mayor shared that to balance urgency with compliance, the St. James Municipal Corporation has streamlined the permit process and increased the technical support to residents. He said the corporation is not averse to adjusting fees to facilitate this shift. Additionally, where emergency repairs or temporary works have been undertaken, follow-up inspections will be conducted to confirm that permanent structures align with established codes. We welcome the shift toward more resilient concrete homes, but the rules remain. Permits and the building codes are essential to protect lives and property, he stressed. The municipal corporation is also fast-tracking building permits for repairs to hotels to help the tourism sector get back up and running. Vernon said the corporation has engaged the members of the Jamaica Hotel and the Tourist Association and is awaiting applications. He noted that before Hurricane Melissa ravaged the island, the municipal corporation was working to expedite applications and had made significant progress. More than 200 stop orders were also issued by the corporation 6 months before Hurricane Melissa. We have always been mindful of the enforcement of building codes and adherence to the development order, Vernon told the news. Meanwhile, Minister of Local Government Desmond McKenzie has declared that the rebuilding in the wake of Hurricane Melissa must be done effectively and in accordance with Jamaica's National Building Code. Speaking at a cleanup exercise at Santa Cruz Infirmary, he said greater effort will be made in 2026 to ensure builders adhere to codes. Our building code has stood up, but there needs to be a lot more, and the country must be prepared to work with us when we introduce measures which will be done to preserve life and property, McKenzie said last Thursday. This is a thing where people just get 2 sheets of zinc and some ply and put down a house in the middle of a riverbed, and when you talk to them, they say they are poor. The time has come when we must forget about whether you are poor or rich, because disasters don't know nobody, he added. The hardest hit Hurricane Melissa affected parishes have been stated as Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and St. Anne. St. James is listed as the parish with the most dwellings across all the affected parishes, with 70,686. Government exploring use of idle port containers for Hurricane Melissa housing relief. The government is exploring the prospect of using more than 1,000 containers currently sitting idle at the Port of Kingston as possible temporary housing solutions for persons affected by Hurricane Melissa. Minister of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications, Darrell Vaz, made the disclosure during a statement to the House of Representatives on Tuesday, November 25. These containers represent more than unused steel. They represent over 1,000 potential rapid deployment temporary homes with manageable retrofitting for light, ventilation, and sanitation, he said. We are working with our partners and the shipping agencies who own these to see whether we can get access to some of them, even if it is as a temporary solution to those who don't even have a tarpaulin over their heads. I am looking forward to getting that response, but that is a good idea, as the containers are just sitting there facing the elements every day. They have been there for many months, and they probably will be there for many more months, he added. The minister informed that he has written formally to each of the agencies, noting that all of them have said that they will come back to me in short order. Meanwhile, to further support the national recovery and the diaspora contributions, all aid cargo benefits from a 20% discount, underscoring the commitment of Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited to timely, efficient, and humanitarian-focused operations. KFTL operated extended gate hours throughout the week of November 17, completing 3,731 gate moves, while Kingston Wharves Limited processed 1,455 movements despite ongoing logistical challenges. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.